Police are trained to expect danger. But sometimes what they find isn't human and isn't in any manual. Tonight, we're diving into real recordings of officers responding to calls that began as strange animals and turned into something far darker. These clips are ordered from the least terrifying to the most disturbing encounter ever captured, because the final case is something you should never watch alone. Number 15. It begins with a simple roadside rescue, and a woman convinced she picked up a strange creature. Inside her car, the animal starts thrashing violently, scratching, hissing, and clawing at the windows as if trying to escape something she couldn't see. Panicked, she calls the police for help. When the officer arrives, he approaches the vehicle cautiously, unsure of what could be waiting inside. What he finds isn't a monster, but something most people have never seen up close. A ringtail, a nocturnal mammal with big eyes, sharp teeth, and movements so frantic that it looks almost unreal. The officer safely removes it, but the footage leaves a lingering question. How many mysterious creatures are simply animals we don't understand? Yet, number 14. Police set up trail cameras, hoping to catch a dangerous cougar roaming the area. But when the footage comes in, nothing could prepare them for what appears on screen. One by one, strange figures step into frame, a monster mask, a shambling creature, even someone in a full gorilla suit staring directly at the lens. It becomes clear, these aren't animals, but people deliberately haunting the cameras, turning a serious investigation into a bizarre parade of creatures. The police never found the cougar, but what they recorded instead is still some of the strangest wildlife footage ever captured. Number 13. On Halloween night, officers respond to a call about a bizarre creature lurking near a neighborhood. The caller describes something tall, hunched, and moving in a way no normal person should. When police arrive, their flashlights catch a figure standing perfectly still. A pale mask, elongated limbs, and a costume twisted into something deeply unsettling. It's not a monster, but a man dressed as Psy, a homemade terror suit meant to embody psychological fear. Even knowing it's just a costume, the footage feels wrong. The silence, the posture, the way the creature turns its head as the officers approach. Sometimes the human mind creates things far more disturbing than anything found in the wild. Number 12. An officer patrols a remote area after several residents report the same chilling thing: the sound of a woman crying in the woods late at night. He scans the darkness with his flashlight. The forest is silent, too silent. Then it happens. A long, broken, agonizing wail rises from the trees. It doesn't sound human. The officer freezes, breathing hard, turning toward the source of the scream as his body cam captures every second. Another cry slices through the night. Closer this time, he steps back, nearly stumbling, instinctively retreating toward the patrol car. The dash cam records the exact moment he slams the door shut, hands shaking, eyes locked on the tree line as if expecting something to emerge. Locals whisper about La Llorona, but whatever screamed that night left a trained officer terrified to continue the search. Number 11. A quiet patrol shift in 1976 becomes one of the most famous encounters in police history. Officer Brian Gosselin is driving along a rural road in Whitehall, New York, when his spotlight hits something standing near the tree line. A massive, towering figure, covered in dark hair, broad-shouldered, and staring directly at him. The creature steps forward. Gosselin draws his weapon, but can't bring himself to fire. The thing is only 9 meters away. For several seconds, officer and creature lock eyes. An eerie, silent standoff, illuminated only by the patrol car's light. Then, without a sound, the figure turns and disappears into the darkness, leaving the officer shaken and unable to explain what he saw. The event became a cornerstone of Bigfoot reports, not because it was dramatic, but because a trained police officer swore he had come face to face with something not supposed to exist. Number 10. An off-duty police officer, out for a quiet deer hunt in Newberry County, spots movement near a trailhead. Expecting another hunter, or maybe a large animal, he raises his binoculars. What he sees instead is a massive bipedal figure, covered in dark brown hair, striding between the trees with unsettling speed. The officer freezes, realizing the creature is far taller and broader than any human he's ever encountered. It doesn't run. It walks confidently, deliberately, as if it owns the woods. When he steps forward to get a clearer view, the figure slips behind a cluster of trees and vanishes. Shaken, he later reports the encounter, and it's officially logged as a Bigfoot sighting on the region's cryptid tracking databases. For a trained law enforcement officer to make that claim publicly only deepened the mystery in South Carolina's forests. Number 9. 2 officers patrol the desolate Stocksbridge bypass, a road infamous for its ghost stories. The night is quiet until both men feel a sudden drop in temperature inside the patrol car. One officer glances at the rearview mirror and freezes. A hooded figure, shaped like an old monk, is sitting silently in the back seat. They spin around instantly, but the seat is empty. No doors opened, no footsteps, nothing. Moments later, faint childlike voices echo near the roadside, even though the bypass is completely deserted. The officers radio in, shaken, reporting what would become one of Britain's most chilling police encounters. Number 8. In the late 1980s, police in South Carolina begin receiving a wave of disturbing reports. Residents claim their cars are being clawed, dented, and even chased by a humanoid creature with reptile skin near the Scape Ore Swamp. Officers investigate the remote, muddy area and find tracks, large, 3-toed impressions unlike anything they've seen before. One witness describes the creature as tall, muscular, with glowing red eyes and scales that reflected the patrol car's headlights. The case explodes into local media, drawing crowds, skeptics, and terrified residents who refuse to drive near the swamp at night. Police never confirm what caused the damage, but the official reports, the photographs, and the consistent witness descriptions turn the lizard man into one of America's most enduring cryptid mysteries. Number 7. In 1972, Officer Ray Shockey is driving along a dark road in Loveland, Ohio, when something steps into his headlights. A short, upright creature with leathery skin and a head shaped like a frog turns to look at him. Its eyes reflect the patrol car's beams before it suddenly scrambles over the guardrail and disappears into the night. Weeks later, another officer encounters a similar figure near the same area. This time, he fires his weapon. The explanation offered years later? A large escaped iguana, but many argue the officers, both trained observers, would have recognized a common reptile. The reports, the sketches, and the strange details helped turn the Loveland frogman into one of Ohio's most persistent and unsettling cryptid legends. Number 6. A bright streak falls from the sky over Las Vegas, and a police officer's body cam captures it in real time. Minutes later, a terrified family calls 911, claiming there are 2 beings nearly 3 meters tall standing in their backyard. Officers arrive visibly tense, their flashlights sweeping across the dirt as they approach the home. The night feels heavy, as if something is watching. One officer mutters that he doesn't want to look directly into the yard, worried about what he might actually see. The family insists they saw large eyes, a massive head, and a body not human. The officers search the property, finding strange impressions in the ground but no creatures. Between the falling object, the 911 call, and the officer's own reactions, this case remains one of the most unsettling encounters ever officially recorded in Las Vegas. Number 5. Two officers respond to a 911 call from a remote farm. The property is pitch black, the only light coming from their patrol car. They step out and walk toward an open field, their boots crunching on dry soil. Everything is silent, too silent. Then it erupts, a horrific scream, long, guttural, and powerful enough to cut through the night like a blade. Both officers freeze. The sound is nothing like a human voice, nothing like an animal they recognize. Show short clip, instinct takes over. The officers spin around and sprint back to their patrol car, slamming the doors and locking them immediately. Their breathing is loud, panicked, as they stare into the darkness where the scream came from. To this day, no one knows what made that sound on the farm. But whatever it was, sent two trained officers running for their lives. Number 4. In 2004, a police patrol in Monterrey, Mexico took a turn into the unbelievable. An officer guarding an empty lot noticed two figures flying toward the Santa Catarina cemetery, dark shapes moving unnaturally through the air. Moments later, one of them descended toward him. He described glaring eyes, a twisted face, and clawed hands reaching out as it lunged. Shaken, he radioed for backup, convinced he had been attacked by a bruja. But he wasn't alone. Another officer, Eduardo Samaniego, later reported a similar encounter, a floating entity wearing a pointed hood, gliding toward his vehicle before vanishing. Their testimonies sparked a wave of fear in the region, with residents claiming to see dark silhouettes flying over rooftops at night. Whether witch, spirit, or something else entirely, the officers stood by their story, and Monterrey has never truly forgotten the night the witches attacked the police. Number 3. A patrol car intercepts a suspicious vehicle driving with no headlights through an isolated industrial zone. The officers activate their lights, expecting the driver to pull over. But instead of stopping, he accelerates, moving with eerie confidence as if he knows every inch of the area. The car takes a sudden turn and heads straight toward a metal fence that blocks access to a restricted complex. The officers brace themselves, certain the driver will either brake or crash violently. But then, the impossible happens. The vehicle doesn't stop. It doesn't crash. It passes through the fence and vanishes on the other side, as if the barrier weren't even there. The patrol car reaches the spot seconds later. The fence is intact, no dents, no cuts, no damage at all. Both sides of the perimeter are searched. No tire marks, no footprints, no alternate escape route. A solid vehicle moving through solid matter, and disappearing without a trace. Number 2. During a routine traffic stop, a woman stands beside the patrol car, calm, cooperative, and fully visible to the female officer supervising her. Nothing strange, nothing tense, just standard procedure.
It's like literally right there. It's a birthday party.
Any drugs or alcohol in the vehicle?
No.
The officer turns away for 1 second to adjust the radio, a single ordinary second. When she looks back, the woman is gone. No footsteps, no running, no door opening, no shadow slipping out of frame, nothing. The spot where the detainee stood moments earlier is completely empty. The patrol car's camera captures it with unsettling clarity. A clean, instantaneous shift from there to not there. The officer circles the vehicle, checking the ground, the roadside, the darkness beyond the headlights. But there is no trace, no movement, no physical explanation. The disappearance was officially logged as inexplicable, and to this day, no theory fully accounts for what the video undeniably shows.
Sarah?
Number 1. This is the final image, the one that investigators still cannot explain. A trained first responder arrives on the scene to find something small, low to the ground, and undeniably alive. The creature is reptilian, with scales of gray and blue, and large, unnerving eyes that stare into the distance. Its form resembles a small, prehistoric predator, captured by an official camera, or a camera belonging to the responding unit. Its eyes, structure, and silent presence defy every biological manual. It's not a known animal, not a hoax, but a living enigma encountered by law enforcement. Show short clip. The photograph captures a moment of impossible contact, a small dinosaur-like creature breathing quietly on a modern sidewalk. Show short clip. This is the most disturbing sighting ever caught by police, the moment reality broke.